The Western Wall, the holiest place for the Jews. It's one of the last remains of the largest building ever built in Jerusalem, Temple Mount. Inside it is Mount Moriah, the place where Abraham is supposed to have made his sacrifice. It's the place where King David placed the Ark of the Covenant and where Solomon built the first temple. And it's also where the second temple was built after the exile to Babylon. The shape and the size of Temple Mount dates back to Herod the Great, about 2,000 years. The Western Wall is the most visible remain of this. Until its destruction in the year 70, Temple Mount was the only place where Jews could worship. It's not exactly clear when Jews started praying at the Western Wall, but by the Middle Ages it had become the established practice. Why? Because the Western Wall was the closest to the holiest of the holiest, the site of divine presence. Let's visit the wall. There's a section for men and a section for women at the wall, and we're going down to the men's section. Notice the stand with the kippot, head coverings. All men must cover their head when visiting the wall. Looking up, we can begin to see the size of the original building, twice as high as the wall today. The 7 lower stones are the original from Herod's building. There are as many ways to pray as there are people. Touching the wall is touching 2,000-year-old stones. It's touching stones that have been prayed to by millions of people. For some, it's tapping into divine energy. An old tradition is to place a note in the cracks of the wall. What's written? Only the person who wrote the note and God are supposed to know that. If you want to place your note, send us the text and we will do it for you. Most people are only aware of the wall as we have seen it till now. In fact, the Western Wall is still standing to its full length, almost half a kilometer. The continuation of the wall is as sacred as the outer section. Cupboards are Torah cupboards, the place where Torah scrolls are kept, just like in synagogues. We're leaving the 2,000-year-old arches out onto the main plaza for a last look at the Western Wall. As we leave the wall, we will look up towards the Jewish quarter of the old city. Once out, we have a couple of choices on how to continue.